Good afternoon and welcome to the Winsboro Center for the Arts. My name is Jennifer Hudson Connors and I'm Director of Operations here. With me today is Tom Rice, a fine arts photographer who has a show in our front gallery that just opened today. Welcome, Tom. We're glad to have you.
I'm happy to be here.
Tom is a fine arts photographer, and can you tell me how you got involved with that?
Well, I've been doing photography pretty much all my life, even as a young kid, but high school photographer, that kind of stuff. I did 23 years in the military, got to travel around a lot, so I had a lot of opportunities to shoot photography overseas and stuff, a lot of interesting places. But it was really when cameras went digital, and especially after I retired, which was about 5 years ago, I completely retired finally. And I started concentrating more on the more finer aspects of photography and spending a lot more time on editing and composition and stuff like that, and thinking a lot more about what I'm actually shooting pictures of.
So is that what makes the difference between the fine arts photography that you have here and the pictures I take in my camera?
Yeah, I would say so. That with fine art photography, you're trying to take or maybe portray a story or a feeling, or there's more to it than just a happy snap. And when people are taking typically with their phones and other cameras, sometimes they're just taking pictures of their birthday party. They're just preserving little moments in time, but there's usually not as much spent paying attention to the composition, to the story behind the picture, the lighting, making sure that the people that the faces are showing up, and so forth. And so, when you get into fine art photography, you're paying a lot more attention to that. And typically, I may spend hours. I go out and shoot for a couple hours at an event somewhere, and for every hour of photography I take, I may spend 2 to 3 hours of editing for each hour worth of photography.
How did you come to do photography at the powwows?
Well, when I first went to the powwows, I was really interested in the colorful regalia. Don't call them costumes. They're not pretending to be anybody. This is who they are. And I was interested in the colorful regalia. I was interested in the dancing. I was interested in the event itself, the celebration. But it was when I started getting in closer and taking pictures of some of the faces and stuff that I really got interested in trying to preserve who the people are, their stories, and what when you see their faces, you see their eyes, you gain a feeling for who they are, not as much that there's somebody there entertaining or something. This is not entertainment. This is their culture. This is their trying to live, and they are so dedicated to their culture and so forth.
I understand you won some awards recently. Tell us about that.
Well, I entered about 8 photos in the East Texas State Fair in Tyler, and this last Friday they announced the winners. And in my age group, over 60 and over,
the senior group.
I placed about 5 photos, won some sort of recognition, and several first place ribbons, and they run it a lot like they do for the stockyard, the stock competitions, where they have champions and reserve champions and so forth. And I was declared champion in 2 different categories, And then they had an overall for the age group. I was the supreme champion.
Supreme champion. Wow, congratulations. That is so cool.
I wasn't expecting anything like that.
Supreme champion.
But quite an honor because there were some very, very talented people in there.
And that show is on view in Tyler?
It's in Tyler right now.
Do you know how long that's up?
I believe it's up for the rest of through October, I'm pretty sure.
All right. Well, Tom's show here at the Arts Center is part of Cowboy Tales. It's in the front lobby, and Cowboy Tales is an exhibit that is part of the Cowboy Music and Poetry Gathering, which takes place this weekend. Next Thursday, we have an artist reception, so we'd love to invite you to come down to the Bowery this weekend and next week and enjoy all the cowboy fun.